Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to all of my classmates and my lecturer, Madam Atika. We are from group number 1. Our group members consist of 5 members, which is myself, Ain Soleha binti Rashid, Siti Masania Kirana, Nurul Farina Hashikin, Nurul Safia, and Melvin. Our group will be presented about the background of industrial relation in Malaysia, describe the industrial relation, and will be also describe about the tripartite system in Malaysia industrial relation. The first point will be presented by myself. So what is industrial relation? To make it simple, industrial relation, or also called as organizational relations, is the behavior of workers in organization which they earn on their living. In the perspective of human resource management, industrial relations are the relationship between employees and employers within the organizational settings. To be included, industrial relations cover all aspects of employment relationship. This includes in human resource management, employee relations, and union management. So what does the Industrial Relations Act 1967 provide? The Industrial Relations Act 1967 is applicable throughout Malaysia and provide for the regulation of relations between employers and workmen or employee and their trade union, and the prevention and settlement of trade disputes. For the further information about industrial relations, I will be passed to my next group members, Siti Masania Kirana. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum to Madam Atika. My name is Siti Masania Kirana Muhammad Yusof. My metric number 23DLS19F2051. I'm from DLS 4A. I will continue this presentation by presenting about the Act of Industrial Relation. Number 1 is provision outlining the process relating to claim for recognition and scope of representation of trade union. Number 2 is provision relating to the facilitation of effective collective bargaining between the trade union and the employer and the subsequent conclusion of a collective agreement. Number 3 is provision relating to the prevention and settlement of trade dispute, including referral to the Minister of Human Resources and Industrial Court for a decision. Number 4 is provision relating to the industrial action such as picket, strike, and lockout. Number 5 is provision relating to the representation for claims for reinstatement by workmen. Number 6 is provision relating to the operation of industrial court. Number 7 is provision relating to the investigative powers of the Officer Department of Industrial Relation Malaysia. In addition, DIRM also provide advisory service on all issue and question relating to employment relation VITE. It branch office located throughout the country. Generally, employers and employees both have the right to form and join their own unions to safeguard their interests and must satisfy with the condition within any particular establishment, trade, occupation, or industry. Membership of union is limited geographically. That's all from me. Now I will pass to Nurul Farina Hashikin binti Rozlan to continue this presentation. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, Masania. Assalamualaikum to Madam. My name is Nurul Farina Hashikin binti Rozlan. My metric number is 23DLS19F2033. Now I will present about industrial relation definition. Industrial relation is the multidisciplinary academic field that studies the employment relationship. Most definition of industrial relation acknowledge that industrial relation consider the complex interaction among three major elements of work: employer, workers, and their representative, and the government. Each of these three players have different needs and goals that determine how they interplay with the other two parties. In general, employer goals focus on labor costs, productivity, and profitability. In contrast, securing high wages and benefit, safe working conditions, fulfilling work, and a voice in the workplace concerned with workers and their representative. And the last is government as the representative of the society in which employer and unions reside look for balancing the right of both labor and employer to maintaining relative harmony between them. That's all from me. Next, I will pass to Nurul Safia.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Rosafia binti Ruzali. My metric number is 23DS19F2023. Thank you to Masania Kirana. Now I will continue to present and explain about the tripartite system in Malaysia industrial relation. Malaysia has a tripartite system of IR. At the national level, the federal government is empowered to make decisions on policies and legislation with advice from trade union and employers. For instance, the National Labour Advisory Council is a forum to ensure the federal government receives input and feedback concerning both the employers and employees' viewpoint. Moreover, the Trade Union Federation of Labourers and Employers represent their constituents regarding labour matters by giving advice and guidance, as well as actively participating on government advisory commissions. Next, I pass this presentation to Malvin.
A very good morning to Madam and my friends. Let me introduce myself. My name is Melvin and my matrix number is 23 DLS 19F 2005. I am from a class DLS 4A. So my topic was the tripartism. And what's meant by tripartism? Tripartism is extended to a number of other bodies such as wage council, the industrial court employees provident fund, the social security organization, and the national productivity control. The federal government, as we all know, is responsible for the legislation and administration and all the regulation rules and the participation of higher system throughout the nation. So, as a human being, we are living in the nation. We must follow the nation rules as fast as soon as possible. Okay. Next, I would like to move on to the involvement of federal government in IR. Can take many forms. There will be six types of involvement in the federal government. So first of all will be the legislator or the policy maker throughout the parliament. The next will be the administrator or enforcer throughout the Ministry of Human Resources. And the third will be the participant through the National Labour Advisory Council. The fourth will be the employer throughout the employment in the public sector. The fifth will be the conciliator through the Department of Industrial Relations, and the last will be the arbitrator through the industrial court. That's all from me, madam. Thank you, and that's all.